Hello, and welcome back. We shall start this module with Collaborate and Promote Visibility. Creative solutions, enthusiastic contributions, and important perspectives can be obtained from unexpected sources, so inclusion is generally a better policy than exclusion. Cooperation and collaboration are better than isolated work, which is frequently referred to as silo activity. Recognition of the need for genuine collaboration has been one of the driving factors in the evolution of what is now known as DevOps. Without effective collaboration, neither Agile, Lean, nor any other ITSM framework or method will work. Working together in a way that leads to real accomplishment requires information, understanding, and trust. Work and its results should be made visible, hidden agendas should be avoided, and information should be shared to the greatest degree possible. The more people are aware of what is happening and why, the more they will be willing to help. Whom to collaborate with. Identifying and managing all the stakeholder groups that an organization deals with is important, and the people and perspectives necessary for successful collaboration can be sourced within these stakeholder groups. As the name suggests, a stakeholder is anyone who has a stake in the activities of the organization, including the organization itself, its customers and/or users, and many others. The first and most obvious stakeholder group is the customers. The main goal of a service provider is to facilitate outcomes that its customers are interested in, so the customers have a large stake in the service provider's ability to manage services effectively. The right level of collaboration with customers will lead to better outcomes for the organization, its customers, and other stakeholders. Developers working with other internal teams to ensure that what is being developed can be operated efficiently and effectively. Developers should collaborate with technical and non-technical operational teams to make sure that they are ready, willing, and able to transition the new or changed service into operation, perhaps even participating in testing. Developers can also work with operations teams to investigate defects or problems, and to develop workarounds or permanent fixes to resolve these defects. Communication for improvement. The contribution to improvement for each stakeholder group at each level should be understood. It is also important to define the most effective methods to engage with them. For an internal customer group, the contribution to improvement may come from feedback solicited via a workshop or a collaboration tool on the organization's intranet. Some contributors may need to be involved at a very detailed level, while others can be simply involved as reviewers or approvers. Depending on the service and the relationship between the service provider and the service consumer, the expectations about the level and type of collaboration can vary significantly. Increasing urgency through visibility. When stakeholders, whether internal or external, have poor visibility of the workload and progression of work, there is a risk of creating the impression that the work is not a priority. Insufficient visibility of work leads to poor decision-making, which in turn impacts the organization's ability to improve internal capabilities. It will then become difficult to drive improvements, as it will not be clear which ones are likely to have the greatest positive impact on results. To avoid this, the organization needs to perform such critical analysis activities as understanding the flow of work in progress, identifying bottlenecks as well as excess capacity, and uncovering waste. It is important to involve and address the needs of stakeholders at all levels. Applying the principle. To apply this principle successfully, consider this advice. Collaboration does not mean consensus. It is not necessary, or even always wise, to get consensus from everyone involved in an initiative before proceeding. Some organizations are so concerned with getting consensus that they try to make everyone happy and end up either doing nothing or producing something that does not properly suit anyone's needs. Communicate in a way the audience can hear. In an attempt to bring different stakeholders into the loop, many organizations use very traditional methods of communication, or they use the same method for all communication. Selecting the right method and message for each audience is critical for success. Decisions can only be made on visible data. Making decisions in the absence of data is risky. Decisions should be made about what data is needed, and therefore what work needs to be made visible. There may be a cost to collecting data, and the organization must balance that cost against the benefit and intended usage of the data. The next topic of discussion is think and work holistically. A holistic approach to service management includes establishing an understanding of how all the parts of an organization work together in an integrated way. It requires end-to-end visibility of how demand is captured and translated into outcomes. In a complex system, the alteration of one element can impact others, and, where possible, these impacts need to be identified, analyzed, and planned for. Apply the principle. To apply this principle successfully, consider this advice. Recognize the complexity of the systems. Different levels of complexity require different heuristics for decision-making. Applying methods and rules designed for a simple system can be ineffective or even harmful in a complex system, where relationships between components are complicated and change more frequently. Collaboration is key to thinking and working holistically. If the right mechanisms are put in place for all relevant stakeholders to collaborate in a timely manner, it will be possible to address any issue holistically without being unduly delayed. Where possible, look for patterns in the needs of and interactions between system elements. Draw on knowledge in each area to identify what is essential for success and which relationships between elements influence the outcomes. With this information, needs can be anticipated, standards can be set, and a holistic viewpoint can be achieved. Automation can facilitate working holistically. Where the opportunity and sufficient resources are available, automation can support end-to-end visibility for the organization and provide an efficient means of integrated management. With this, we've come to the end of this module. Until next time, goodbye.